Good evening. Welcome to Cosmic Weaver Consulting. And tonight I'm going to do a little life coaching on a topic on what we call ACT, Acceptance Commitment Therapy. I thought I would do a segment on this topic because this coming week is between October 11th through the 18th might be a difficult week for some of us. And after all, it is a somewhat difficult month. I am a Cancer, so I am naturally an emotional body. I've had to spend a lot of time in therapy learning about using cognitive approaches to emotional issues. So what I've learned is when I have difficult problems, that sometimes I would just flip into reaction, and now pretty much I just go to the bathroom or in my room and just throw a pillow around or just talk in a mirror, vent a little bit, and then I calm down and I go, okay, breathe, let's go into some kind of problem solution mode, problem solving. Because what I noticed is when I shift from being in the emotion, and it could be like I'm scared, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm confused, I'm shocked, I don't understand, whatever, I'm hurt, and I just go, okay. Because the more I focus on the emotion, the more that the emotion tends to escalate. And then I'm getting madder, or I'm getting more upset, or sadder, or what have you. So there's a point where I just say, okay, that's it, you've had your time. That's it. And I go into, what do we need to do to remove yourself emotionally from the object of stress, the target of stress. I certainly don't need to add fire to it by judging the person behind it, or keep ruminating over, why did this happen? Why did this? Why is it like, okay? It's just important to move from emotional upset to a constructive action, because what it does, it tends to downsize the intensity of a conflict or the issue, and just has a tendency to separate you from it, give you some space and calmness and an opportunity to address it from a place of acceptance and desire to resolve it or to diminish it or change your relationship to it. And that's very important in these times, and especially with these astrological influences that we have going on. What were some of the things I've highlighted for this upcoming week? Well, I think the big one was on this day, where was it? There's a day where we're having problems in relationships. We have a tendency towards power struggles, and that's on the 16th, when Sun is in Libra opposing Pluto. That day is a day of potential power struggles. So it's very important to just kind of drop our ego and just kind of, if you can, just keep a low profile kind of thing. And because otherwise it's going to be a stressful day, a day full of tensions. And what I'm getting about this significant day on the 16th of October is, that the planets that have to do with our mental realm is rather intense. that to the point that we might not even know what is real and what is not real. So there might be a lot of exaggerations. There's a tendency to make mountains out of molehills, miscommunicate, judge very quickly, and just plain react. And we don't want to do that. So I've taught this class at the hospital where I used to work. It's called ACT. It stands for Acceptance, Commitment, Therapy. And what that really means is when you're encountering a situation of conflict, is to come to some term with it, accept it as it is without judging it. Because if you do it this way, then you just go, all right, I'm really mad about it, but this, anger, tension can kind of go on, and I can just kind of move it to the side, breathe while it's there, not push it away. You don't want to push your feelings away, just they're there. But acknowledge it and just go, well, I need to act in some way to diminish the stress around it. And that's the key. Because if we're focused this way, we're able to get through the day better. We're able to keep our relationships on an even keel without hurting anybody, including ourselves. And things just go better. So the first thing, here's some little notes that I have here as a page. So when we have a situation of conflict, something that just sort of happens that's undesirable, and we really don't like what's going on. I don't know that you can really read that. What if I turn this around? Can you see it better? Right and wrong. Oh, I didn't realize it. Just saying it backwards. But basically, if we're caught in whether something is right or wrong, and why is it like that? And why did that person do that to me? And you're wrong for it, and I'm right. We're not moving through resolution. We're just going back and forth. We're caught in this polarization. Right? You're right, I'm wrong. Or I'm right and you're wrong. And it doesn't really get much past that. And tensions mount. You'll say more things that you don't mean, etc., etc. It's very destructive. The same thing, is this good or bad? Well, we tend to judge things that gives us a sense of peace and happiness and gives us a reward. That's good. And something that causes pain and tension and problems, of course, that's bad. But if we get stuck there going back and forth about it, or why it's there, we've got to come to some place of acceptance. Breathe. We don't have to like it. We can still be mad about it. We can feel hurt or whatever we're feeling. But we need to come to a place of, okay, we need to move to action. So, just problem solving. Even the only thing we can do is just move ourselves out of the way. Just move the target of conflict or tension. Just move that away and address it when we're calmer. Something of this nature. So that the last thing in the world you want to do is put wood on the fire that's already blazing. So, it's always about going from the emotional to some kind of constructive action. Even if it is just, I think I want to just slow down and just move away. Go get some water and take a break, and I'm not responding. And just pull yourself away and get your center back. And then after that is all about problem solving. And we may even come up with solutions that are not ideal. They're not even really the ultimate solution, but at least it's a band-aid just for long enough so when we're clear-headed enough, we've looked at more options, we've collaborated for better solutions, and then work on that so that we do have a better resolution. So why am I bringing this up? Sounds pretty simple, But I know being a Cancer, it's easy to react to situations that are unpleasant, or it's easy to get frustrated sometimes. Sometimes when you have the same kind of disruptions going on over and over and over again, it gets pretty frustrating. So even then I have to remind myself to use some of these good skills. If you've enjoyed this video, please click and like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment section. I will do my best to answer them. If you are interested in booking a reading with me, you can do so at www.theweaverstarot.com. Have a good evening. Thank you, and namaste.